Can you guys hear me okay?
Hey!
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but like the microphone doesn't sound funny or anything.
It actually sounds really clean.
Yeah, okay. Because I got my
And you look
earbuds
nice and
in.
clean. You got the buds in, you got the mic going, you looking fresh. Hot damn. I better start
I know.
stepping it up, man.
Hey, you're the one that said, let's start sapping it up. And I said, let's do it.
Because why not? If we're going to do it, you know.
Why not? I'm short. I could use a step up.
Ian, doing great, fella. How about you, man?
We got our man.
Jenna,
How we doing,
good
boys?
evening. Miss Courtney, how are y'all?
Everyone's filing in the room.
I love it, man. How was your day, brother?
My day?
Yeah.
Well, showed up for mediation. Sat there for 15 minutes, sat there for 20 minutes, sat there for 25 minutes, sat there for 30 minutes. No show.
Just crickets, eh?
Just crickets. The sad part about this, and we'll talk about it because we're going to talk about personal branding. Just imagine what I feel about this fella.
I was thinking of this earlier today when you sent me a quick text that like, okay, I'm free, and I thought, interesting, because I thought you
Yeah.
might be chewed up for like the better chunk of 2 or 3 hours, so that worked out good. Hey Heather, how are you doing?
Heather's in the house. Mike's in the house. Microgreen Mike.
Oh, Micro Green Mike, what's happening, bud? Flu got me good. Ian says, oh shit, man, rest up, brother.
Oh man, that's brutal. Britt's here. You know, Microgreen Mike, he got he did a I want to say, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I want to say on his webinar he had 8 people sign up, or was it on the lives, Mike? Did I get that wrong?
Eight, eight conversions. Trying to
Eight
change my name to
conversions.
trying to change my name to Microgreens Mike. He says, "Hot damn, do it, man."
You should.
I don't know. I like what you got going here too, and especially when you got to keep Mama involved too. You know, like you can't steal the show, Mike.
Hey, Ashby, we got a fellow Albertan here. Jackie, welcome to the group.
Yes. So Jackie follows me. We've gone back and forth in a couple of comments on videos. Jackie, it's thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. It's good to see you.
That's awesome. Great to see
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Jackie. Thanks, Jenna. It
I
always feels good. It
It
feels
does.
good.
It does not get old, Jenna. Keep on hitting us with that.
Uh,
I love it. Um, I like that we're getting some fellow Albertans here. I feel like we were outnumbered for a long time, Scott.
Oh, I know, but we still love the people from the east and south of the border.
Oh,
Everyone's good. It's just
see,
nice to know
absolutely.
that
See,
if you get a flat tire, you got someone you can call.
as the Alberta count goes up, we want that Ontario support too. It's all got a Alberta strong. Britt says yes.
It all goes.
I
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm slacking, Ashby. We got to get our poll up.
Where's the poll at, man? It's Friday. Don't take the day off on me, brother. We still
No, no,
last
no,
one of the
no, no.
week.
I didn't. No, I did not take the day off on you because I've got 2 polls ready to go for
Two,
tonight.
two. I like it. Okay.
So the first one, go up here, click that little clipboard, and vote for whatever you think the answer is for you. But really, like the first one, since we're going to be talking about it tonight, is how important is personal branding to you? Like, what is your opinion? Do you think personal branding is important? Do you think it's somewhat important? Not very important? What the hell is personal branding? So we'll see what everyone says. We've got
I
4.5 minutes to vote on that. And then you know what? Like I was thinking ahead, like because I didn't have the mediation today, so I'm like, holy fuck! I just magically created 3 extra hours out of my day. So I'm
yeah.
like, I could probably get a second poll up. So
I'd love to see
mid,
a second poll.
oh yeah, mid session poll. We're gonna try that on for size.
Absolutely, man. Encouraged.
Yeah.
I always encourage the polls. It's fun.
Oh, we almost forgot Brit is in Alberta too. Like we knew, but
Yes.
we didn't give her credit yet. So yeah, Brit's a fellow Albertan. She's in the middle of us. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Brit, but I think you're Red Deer area, right?
Oh, geez. Yeah, she would be dead center between you and I then.
Yep. Yes, first one, and it's a paid webinar. 100% it is from our new friend Jackie. Very important, but not important when you're a no-show. Jenna, you know what? That's funny because just before you got here, that's exactly what I said to Ashby is this guy really did not leave a great brand with me. Um, you're killing it with polls tonight, Scott. Thanks, Heather. What do we got? You're crushing it. What do we got? Followed you, Scott. Thanks, Jackie.
Oh yeah,
Rick,
you'll enjoy her too, Scott. Like Jackie, you're an awesome support, and I appreciate you. So
you know what? Jenna just announced that we've gone over 1K, so we can get started.
let's
But
get after
before
it.
we get started, we've still got 3 minutes on the poll. So if you haven't already voted or you just got in with us, go up here, click at that little clipboard, and answer the question with what you think, because that is what we're going to be talking about tonight. But do we want to do an update first?
I well, however you want to do it, update first or second. Either way, I want the update, so I can be patient if you want. Whatever feels
Let's
right.
let's do update. What do you think?
Follow your heart, man. I'm absolutely into that.
My heart's covered by this poofy thing right now, but does it sound pretty good, guys? Like, let me know below. Give me a thumbs up if the sound sounds good today or if it's acting funny. I got a little different setup tonight.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that mic. Would you suggest it? Because it sounds real clean. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good. So it's the DJI ones I showed you from the other night,
Yeah, so
and
that's the one I had in mind.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's nice,
Yeah,
and the distance you can get, it's like 25 meters or some crazy number like that.
that's crazy. They make good stuff. DJI
They do.
is. I'm actually looking at a drone just for some dick around content to have some fun with, right? Like, I thought about doing an intro video if I'm going to open up a YouTube channel, and I thought like just doing a fun intro with a little bit of the skyline in Calgary and whatnot.
Well,
Like, so who knows? Just playing around with ideas, man. It gets my creative juices flowing.
just make sure that you follow all the rules.
Yes, that's right. You know I'm a rule follower. Don't even remind me, man.
Okay, I apologize. Jackie says been off here for a bit, but I'm back. Update, update, update. Jenna wants an update.
Jenna wants an
Micro,
update. I see that.
yeah, microgreens. Mike didn't do a live show today. Didn't feel well. Be back at it tomorrow. Are you picking up what Ian's got going on, or what's going on there, Mike? I am not patient, Ashby. It's like she knew you were gonna say some shit there.
Yeah, she did.
Um, Heather says, "Stop it! Tonight's poll is next level." Speaking of poll, there's only about 45 seconds left. So if you're just new to the room, go up there, click on the clipboard. That is a tough one to say, and let us know what your answers are. I didn't. It didn't sound any different to me. Okay, well that's good to know. Any Oiler fans? This guy and that guy.
Yes. So it's a little secret. I can't believe I'm going to let it out on a public platform, but I was actually born in Edmonton. So I was born and bred into the Edmonton Oilers at a young age, and it's just stuck with me. Saying I'm a Bears fan too, Chicago Bears. My grandpa was a diehard Bears fan. So we're grinding right now. Oilers fan? Yes. Yes.
Yep. Oilers fans are not welcome, according to Jamie. And Ashby is the last guy to break all the rules, according to Heather. Okay,
She
so the
knows.
poll just popped up. Guess what the answer was? And it's a consensus.
Oh, it
Like
is?
there's no split.
Okay.
So we've got 12 people in the room right now. We got 8 votes. So 100% of those 8 votes went to very important. So I think everyone recognizes how important it is to have a personal brand. So we are going to jump into that today. And we've got comments galore. By the way, keep smashing Ashby's face so we can get those hearts going as quickly as we can here tonight. Let's see. Our top number we have ever gotten is 21,000. We're not trending that way right now, but let's see how close we can get to that. Income welcome. Jenna is all business.
Oh, Jamie here. He says I shouldn't talk. I'm a Leafs fan. You don't want to know how I feel about the Leafs, Jamie. I'll leave it alone. I appreciate you. I respect you way too much, man.
Audrey just jumped in here and she said, I'm an Oiler fan. I'm on the island though. The Nucks are everywhere. Oh, Audrey, I lived in Vancouver for 3.5 years and I could not stand the Canuck fans. Uh-oh, Ashby, you're
Oh,
giving details on astrology girlies. That'll do your birth chart of that.
oh shit. Yeah, I got to be more careful. That's a good point.
Okay, let's jump into it. Okay, so update. Let's hit the update quick because again, with Mike moving, it's been kind of hard to get some feedback from him on some stuff. Thanks, Christian. I really appreciate the support there. Um, so haven't been as closely in touch with him. We shot a couple of texts back and forth today. He shot me a couple of pictures of empty rooms with boxes and stuff laying everywhere, and he's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna get on it hard in a few
Well,
days." So
it's actually nice that you're giving him a little bit of space here because I could tell he was drowning, right? Like his lives are everything. He feeds off of it, and you can see the frustration on him when he can't do it.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
so
But
no, that's good.
he's still been good. Like I shot him over a text saying, "Hey, I got the CTA done." So for you guys too, I got that CTA done for my VSL. So anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about might be new to the room. Is the last couple of days I've been talking about doing my video sales letter. So that's the video that's going to go into your funnel, tell your audience what it is that you're selling. I offered a free training for how to get over being fearful of going live. And then on the back end of that, so I did that video a couple of days ago. And then today, my goal was to shoot the second part of that video, which is the CTA or the call to action. And that is another video that I'm just going to stitch on to the back end of the free training they sign up for. And then that call to action pushes the audience or whoever's watching the video to my core offering. So my core offering will be a 10 module, so an introductory module with 9 training modules on how to crush it on TikTok Live. Okay. So got that done. I put a little story on my TikTok page here earlier, just dying. I was dying in that moment because I kid you not, guys, it literally took me probably 30 plus takes. 30 plus
So,
takes. And what's the main thing, Ashby, that we've been talking a lot about the last several days? Like, what is the one thing that keeps showing up for both of us that we have to break through?
probably working through the shit and not getting held up. Trying to be a perfectionist. Is that where we were going?
That
Yeah.
is
So
exactly.
man, even Courtney called it out. Like it's so if y'all gathered nothing from this, it's don't hire Scott to do your VSL for you because as long as you don't need it for a couple weeks.
Well, you know what? I might be the perfect candidate because I'm getting in the reps. And that's
There you
what
go.
Jenna, I did a work with me session right after I finally got that finished today, only for maybe half an hour. And Jeff and Jenna were on there. Mike was on there for a bit. And I said the same thing. I'm like, you know what? Once I hit about time 15, 16, 17, somewhere in that range, I was like, you know what? This is just a mindset game where I just got to look at it as I'm getting in the reps and I'm just getting better with every one. And even I had the thought in my head where I'm like, I should just do this. Like, even if I'm not
So,
trying to put together an offer, but something's rattling around in my head, just get up, get to work on it. Like, just shoot
yeah,
some videos, do it, see, like, just work through it and, go from beginner to, next level, next level, next level, just in your spare time when nothing's really on the line. You know what I mean?
for sure. See, so when I'm recording content or a VSL or anything along those lines, I find it helps me when I just sit in front of the phone and I just talk and record for, I do that for 3 minutes before I actually get into it. And I find since I started doing that, it helps a lot. It just kind of gets me flowing. And I'm probably the only crazy bastard that does that. I don't know if anybody here can relate, but definitely I find that helps for sure. It just gets out the jitters and then I'm just rolling.
Absolutely. So Jess saying, are we having technical difficulties? Oh, just with me shooting? Sorry, I was wondering if we were having technical difficulties on the live. I'm not
I hope
seeing
not.
any, are you? A whole
No,
bunch
I
of
mean
chat and
it's fine
likes.
on my end.
Dialogue over performance. Yep. I feel like I need a dry scoop of pre-workout to get pumped before taking videos. Yeah, the dry pump. That's uh that's a dangerous game because then you get the jitters and then you're like all cracked
Yeah,
out like Mike would say. I'm trying to
yeah.
grow my email list. Suggestions? Do you got any
Uh,
suggestions for Jackie?
I do, Jackie. I don't know if you're running any freebie by any chance. I've talked a little bit about this in the last couple of days, just because I'm currently working on a freebie myself as I kind of launch my business I've been working on, and I feel like that's kind of a conversion tip that I got from a mentor of mine. That if you have a good freebie, and I'm trying to lean away from an ebook and try something a little bit different, so I feel like I'm putting together something that I'm like extremely proud of. And like we were just talking about, try not to let the perfectionism hold me up. But I'm putting a lot of blood and sweat into a freebie that I think is going to be super valuable for a lot of people. And I think that's a recommendation. If you're trying to grow your email list for free, I feel like it'll that's the key to really help out a tremendous amount. You got anything better than that, Scott? Like,
I don't think I have anything better than that. What I would add to that
wow.
is just give as much value as you possibly can. Put out content, go live. A- as I just mentioned, like that's where I'm focusing all my efforts and building a business around it. So I believe in it. We've seen some really incredible things happen in the short time we've been doing this. So I'm telling everyone, go live an hour a day, save that video, chop up that into smaller pieces of content for you to distribute, and then just keep offering value to everyone that comes to you. Whatever
Which
that
is
looks like. I see bookkeeping, so I'm imagining that's your niche. So that's the way I would do it.
That's a great add-on for sure. The going live, I've seen uh, a huge leap in just interaction, engagement in every regard on this platform. So that's a huge one too. Yeah, the going live helps a lot.
Yeah, I just think it's an easy way to hit everything. You're doing the
It is.
live,
Yeah,
you're doing the thing in front of a live audience. You download the long form. You can put that up on YouTube, on Vimeo, on any long form site, and then you can carve out whatever highlights you want, and that can be your short form.
yeah. No, it's great. That's kind of how you get two or three birds stoned at once, is like the long lives and just chop them up for sure. That's as good as it gets, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so Jackie says, okay, gotcha. Christian says freebies are the way to go. My freebie got him 500 people in the email list in 3 to 4 days. So Christian's just, he's a monster. He's out there
He
every
is.
night doing his own live. He's
Yeah,
he's
Christian.
he's killing
I
it.
gotta make sure I'm following him because I know that I've seen him in Mike's group. There he is. Okay,
Ian said, "Have you
got it
tried
down.
Canva digital mockup as a freebie offer?"
I can't say I have, but
I
it
haven't.
sounds good to me.
Jenna says, "Show up with lots of value and offer community webinar and video email." Bang on, Jenna. Jeff, that's exactly what I had to do. Thanks. You will have hella people to sign up. I got to get my email list going, says Mike. So do I, Mike. Okay, let's keep rolling forward. So, VSL 30 takes, got it done. Then I started working on the 10-day challenge VSL script.
Okay,
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that first free micro course that I gave, and I'm going to bolt on this 30 take via or CTA from today. Then I'm
sure.
going to take that first part two, bring it down here, and bolt on the 10-day challenge CTA
Oh,
and see how it performs. So it's going to be the same free micro
interesting.
course with different offers on the back end of the video. Test them and see how each of them does.
Sweet. I like that idea.
Yeah. And then, so outside of that, that's as much as I did for funnels today. But I uploaded some shorts to YouTube today. So I've started to kind of start to fill out that channel.
Yeah, nice.
Um, and what else did I do? Uh, I I'll come back to the next part. You got anything you want to share today on what you're working on Ashby?
I didn't have a crazy productive day. A couple calls in the community, and then I shouldn't say that. I had a decent day. I worked through my so it is a mini course that I'm putting together, sort of in a slideshow presentation, but trying to kick it up a little notch. Like I've been working with Loom, and actually it was probably half a day just dicking around with Loom just to get really, get a feel for it. I'm like that old man when it comes to any new app, or if I get a new phone or something like that, it takes me a little while to get it figured out. So I'm trying to apply a lot of what I'm doing on Loom into my presentation or my mini course. So I think it's a learning curve, but I'm working through it. And it was, I mean, I wish the hours that I put in showed, but we're getting there.
Fail forward fast.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you can't do it fast, do it relatively decent speed.
Yeah. Well, see, Trisha posted, was that today? She posted a video that said like in regards to instant gratification, it was like Usain Bolt trains for 4 years to run 9 seconds. You
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
I thought that summed it
And
up pretty
another
good.
thing too, like Tamara posted a video today talking about celebrating small wins. So even like spending 4 hours on Loom and feeling more comfortable than you were yesterday, celebrate that win.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point too, because I know the next one will be easier.
Absolutely it will.
Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome, Jackie. It's the number one thing people are searching. Then boom, you're an expert. We should have a poll for who's excited about this challenge. Okay, I'll put that one up tomorrow. That's a good one, Jenna.
That is a good one. Because I'll smash that fucking yes all day. I'm excited to see this.
Jackie's asking if anyone has heard of Prezentar for VSLs. So
I can't.
Prezentar is spelled Prezentar. I have not.
I have not either. No.
Yeah. Working extremely hard and not expecting a result is the way to go. That comes from Christian. Well, real easy to say that when you get 500 people to sign up. The other thing too is I've started to put like more effort into my community that I'm building to support all this stuff too. So it'll be the free version of my community. I will have a paid version too, but the
Yeah.
free version, and we're going to transition right into the personal branding part of the conversation here. But before we do that, anything else you wanted to touch on, Ashby, at all?
No, no. I'm actually pretty excited for some personal branding talk. I think it's a crucial part of any business.
Yeah, so what I did here, it's classic everything we've been talking about for well over a week now. Like, what I did was I knew the general concept that I wanted to use. So I went to ChatGPT. I said, if you were to build a 9 module course out of personal branding, how would you do it? Give me the outline. They gave me, I had to work through it a little bit, but came up
Yeah.
with a bunch of different ideas, asked it for a content calendar, and this is what it came up for today. Then what I did, because I've got to start with the community, and there's only a handful of people in there right now. And if I'll tell you what, anyone that wants to be added to the community, send me an email at scott@monetizedlife.com and I will send you a link. Okay. So it's a free community. It's where I'm going to be starting to push everything I'm working on. So get over there before I decide I'm going to charge for it. Send me an email at scott@monetizedlife.com or send me a DM here and I'll send you the link. But
Sweet.
what I did was I took the content that we're going to be talking about here today and I posted it in my community first today.
Oh
I
yeah.
posted it in there saying, this is going to be the topic for the live cast tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions so I can make sure I cover it on the live cast tonight.
That's great, man. That's a good way to go.
So it gets everyone primed for the topic that you're going to be going over. It's reminding people about your live cast so they go, oh shit, right, 5 o'clock tonight. I want to make sure I go there.
Yeah.
And then they have the opportunity to give questions or offer feedback so that hopefully the content gets even better. and it's more targeted to the people that are actually going to show up.
Yeah,
So
that's a really good idea because it given a little heads up, you know?
exactly. Then if you convert some traffic to your community off the live cast, they can go back and look at the notes, screenshot it, copy it, whatever, if they found it valuable. So that's
Yeah.
something I'm going to continue to do on live casts like this. But any questions about that at all? Just go back to the comments here real quick. Um, it's pretty good. Have a link if anyone is interested. So that's the Presentar link. We're over. Oh man, look at the likes.
Yeah,
12.1.
just I love it. Everybody just smashing.
Just killing it.
Y'all been great to us since the day we started doing this, and I think that's why we just love showing up more and more every day.
Yeah, and Jenna says I loved seeing the preview prior to the live cast. So Jenna's in the community, so that's good feedback. Thanks, Jenna. But you're always so positive. I don't know if I can trust what you said. Just kidding. Um,
She
it
is.
really reminded me what it was about too. Just over here hitting the screen, microgreens Mike. Okay, so let's jump
My
into
dog.
personal brand. Okay,
Hit me.
so last night I kind of went on a bit of a rant, and like I said, when I kind of did my research about the topic, I already knew where I wanted to go with it for tonight. But this is the thing: personal branding is a massive topic, and you
Yeah.
can go in so many different directions. So this is going to be part one of who knows how many parts. Okay, so it might be a 3 part, it could be 30 part. I don't know. It'll depend on where you guys want to take it from. Okay, so um, personal branding. Why don't we start here? Down below, if you guys can, give me in whatever amount of characters you guys have in the comment section. Tell me what you think the definition is of personal brand. Tell me what a personal brand is. What do you think personal branding is? Like just in your own words. I'm not looking for a specific definition. Just curious the way that people see it right now. So,
Scott, there was a quote in that, and I'm just pulling it up because I wanted to kind of look at it again here.
yeah, don't say it yet because I don't want it to influence what people write.
It was wicked, but yeah, I won't blow it up. Don't worry.
Okay. You haven't given me anything to be not positive about. That's on you. Well, thank you, Jenna. Okay, so Ian says your likeness. Courtney says it could be a certain way you talk. Consistent online persona from Mike. Yeah. Anyone else
I
got anything? Personal brand. How would you describe personal brand? A product of yourself. It's another good way of looking at it.
that
Mark,
is yeah.
I love the transparency. I have no idea what branding is, so I
Boy, Mark, well,
appreciate
you're in
that.
the right place. We're gonna try our damnedest to see if we can leave this conversation knowing at least a little bit.
So Jenna says personal branding to me is what people know me by, integrity, my character, keeping my word. Yeah, so it's kind of all of that. And like I said this really quickly last night, and then I said, shit, I wish I would have written that down, but I said something to the effect, and Tamara's saying how you want people to see you. Yes. And that's Tamara's really close to what I said last night, but I'm going to be very specific in my wording here. And there's a quote from Jeff Bezos that I'm going to share here in a second that I think is a perfect encapsulation of what the way I see it too. But um, last night I said something to the effect of your brand is not what you think of yourself. What and I want you guys to catch the subtlety I'm making here. Your brand is not what you think of yourself. Your brand is what others feel about you. Okay? So your brand is not what you think about you, it's how others feel about you. Okay? So not like feel. And I want you to think I'm going to like I, for anyone that was in the room last night and kind of we've quickly touched on it here a couple of times, I wasn't supposed to make this live cast tonight. I was supposed to be dealing with a situation that's been going on for close to 2 years at my full-time day job. And this guy has drug out thing after thing after thing, and I can't get into a lot of details, but this has been in the works. So this meeting we were supposed to have today has been rescheduled once before, and it's been in the works for 8 months. Myself, my boss, and a mediator showed up, and he no-showed. So what kind of feelings do you think all three of us had when he didn't show up? And he's solidifying his own personal brand in our eyes and the way we feel about him with that action and many other actions. And this is why, like, in my day job, I talk about this all the time with my team. Every interaction you have with a person, it's like a sculptor with a chisel and a hammer taking a little bit more of that stone and carving what everyone's going to remember you by. And I think the stone analogy is so perfect because when everything's all said and done, whatever we do, every little action that we take and how we treat people and how they walk away from us, how they feel after that interaction, that work of art that's left behind is going to be remembered, right, by anyone that we leave behind. So you want to be deliberate and working with that artist or chipping away yourself so that you know exactly how that work of art is going to look once you're done. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and it sounds super easy, but there is an art to this for sure.
It's super easy. No, it's simple, but it's not easy. So I used to be really good at this, like really good at this. This was a strength of mine. Then when I went through everything in life, few years ago when I lost my dad, the girlfriend thing, and my dog all in a matter of weeks,
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. And I just didn't care about much in life at all. And I just said, fuck it, I don't care anymore. And it was interesting, and it's very interesting for me to be able to look back at my career before 3 years ago, where I was very intentional, very optimistic, very supportive, very serving, and then compare it against the dark window over the last 2.5 years or so, where I just didn't give a shit and people were scared of me and people didn't enjoy working for me. Whereas I've never experienced that over the course of my career. So I've seen a significant contrast that I can compare one side against the other in my own experience. So it's very important and it can change like that.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes it's tough to just get real with yourself too and take a look in the mirror when you're in like one of them negative spaces, right? Because a lot of times it doesn't just come in one; it's two, three, and then you just get to a point where it's like, fuck it, what's next? But as soon as you start putting that out in the universe, it's you and I talked about this, Scott, where it's easy to get caught in that space and you almost need somebody to just snap you the fuck out of it, right? So that
Absolutely.
self-awareness is huge too.
Yeah. Mel says how you want people to see you and know you as. Jenna says, what 5 words would you describe yourself as, and what 5 words would your friend use? Do they match? That's a good one.
Yeah, actually none of these are wrong. They're all, it's a
Yeah.
composition, I feel, of all of these, really.
Heather says, more your public identity. How do you feel about that guy? Exactly. How do I feel about that guy? That's crazy frustration. When you don't care about your personal brand, I don't think you feel good about much. You're absolutely right. Trisha, how's Mexico?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're not sober actually, but to each
Yeah,
their
getting
own.
your tan on and smashing a couple margaritas or something. I hope you're having a blast. Drink one for me tonight.
So the Jeff Bezos quote that I think perfectly defines what we're talking about here is,
Yeah.
And it's very closely aligned with what a lot of people said here. He says your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. So when you're not worried about that person overhearing it, or they're not worried about you overhearing it, what is the conversation they're having about you? That's your brand.
See, I think that sums it up better than anything because when I read that quote, I was like, that's it. That it's a nice, short and sweet, just bang on.
Yeah. Yeah, until
Oh,
Trisha got in here, we were talking all nice things about her. Now that she's here,
and having a few pops.
okay. So, like I said, this is a big topic. What we're going to talk about here tonight is really the foundation of starting to think about being deliberate. It's not going to allow you to totally go out and be deliberate tomorrow, building your personal brand, or letting, I guess a better way of putting it is evolving your personal brand from where it is today. But it's going to help you identify some of those foundational pieces that you may decide you need to adjust somewhat. So
For sure. Like, and it'll just kind of be that tape that just plays in the back of your head, right?
100%. And if you care about your personal brand, you don't talk about others when they're not in the room. That is a great point to Tamara or Jenna. Sorry, I thought Tamara's name. Okay, so number one, and we talked about this. I asked how many people have done a personality test in the past, but developing your self awareness. I found those personality tests to kind of be the first kind of like aha moment where you
Yeah.
start to realize where number one, the personality test will look it it will force you to look at yourself in the mirror, and you're
Yeah.
going to confirm a bunch of things you already know, and then there's going to be a couple of things in there that you're like, fuck, I didn't want to hear that. Your attitude is your personal brand. Make sure it reflects the best version of yourself. You know what, we need people like screenshotting a lot of these quotes that are people are throwing out there, because it's all very good. Ed
So
Milet quote
can
that is
you
good on
this
branding.
this is a serious question, but I've tried to screenshot in lives and it doesn't let me. Do you like are you able to screenshot in a live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I just got this new fucking phone and it's driving me crazy, man. I swear to God, I am 90 years old.
The Enneagram made me feel called out. Yeah, Jenna. So here's a funny story for you. Well, it's not that funny, I guess, but one weekend I'm like, I want to learn. Like, this was in my really dark time when I realized that I needed to either start to pull myself out of it, or
Yeah.
something bad was going to happen. I decided that I was going to I think I found 14 different versions of personality tests, and I spent all day Saturday doing personality tests. And they were all very similar, but it was like every little one kind of had a different twist or a different
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
And you will learn a lot about yourself if you take a couple hours and just do that yourself. I'm not suggesting 14,
Yeah.
but
One or two maybe.
depends how depends how much you want to learn about yourself, how committed you are to developing your self-awareness, right? But other things you can do to develop self awareness is reflect on your strengths and weaknesses. So, I almost felt kind of cheesy adding this one because it's so cliche, but it's true. It
Yeah.
and we always go to, like, there's two types of people. There's one type of person that immediately starts thinking about their weaknesses and beats the shit out of themselves.
Yeah.
And then there's the one that probably is overconfident and doesn't actually have as many strengths as they think they do. Which one are you?
You know what? I can honestly say that I've probably been both. So really trying to find the balance in that. And that's the God honest truth. I've had some good times and some dark times. So trying to find that middle ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. Seek feedback from others. So someone else brought that up already, is find the right people. Don't find the easy person or the hard person that's going to kick the shit out of you. It's almost the same kind of conversation. Don't go to the extreme. Find those
Yeah.
people that you can trust are going to tell you the truth no matter what.
And from a
Okay?
pretty neutral place, right? Like
Exactly. And then embrace continuous learning. So just embrace the idea that this is not a static experience. It's going to be dynamic, and it's going to continue to, it's something you got to continue to revisit over and over and over again. So we'll go to the comments here before I move on to the next section.
Sure,
Grandpa
sure.
Ashby.
Yeah, yeah, that's me. Yeah, 100%. When it comes to technology, I ain't getting any fucking younger. I'll promise you that.
Jenna says, "Oh my gosh, I would hurt my own feelings after 14 of them."
I'm with you,
I
Jenna. That would crush me probably.
I feel like a grandpa version of Ashby would invite people on his lawn instead of the stereotypical. Yeah, I'm with you. Just some punk kids ripping up his lawn, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys are
Um,
deadly. Come on back tomorrow.
Ian says, "I like the SWOT analysis for me and my business: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats." Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, so the SWOT analysis is something I only stumbled on about a year ago, and I agree 100%, Ian. I don't agree with the Leafs, but I agree with this 100%.
Okay, transitioning into the second thing to work on as as the foundational pieces of building a deliberate personal brand, and that is identify your core values. And this is again, it's almost cliche. It's thrown around a lot, but it is it's actually difficult. And if it's not difficult for you, number one, congratulations. Number two, are you sure they're actually your core values? Because when
Yes.
I sat down to do this, I found it very difficult to actually align with what I actually felt. You
Yeah.
feel your core values. If you don't feel your core values, then it probably isn't your core value. But if you truly feel it, sometimes it's hard for it to actually turn into words that you can write on a page, and that's what I find as the difficult part of it.
Yes, so I agree for sure. I didn't have an easy time with that either, but I also refer to those as like my non-negotiables. Like these are, I'm just not willing to budge in my personal life, my business. Those are my non-negotiables.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the 3 points under that is define what matters most to you. So just like you said, understanding your core values involves identifying what principles are non-negotiables in your life, guiding your decisions and your behaviors. So exactly what you said, Ashby. And then making sure you align your actions with those values, which is not always easy, especially when you're being faced with difficult decisions. But that really is the game. That's
Yeah,
the
and I think
walking the
if
talk.
yes, yeah. So if you stay true to those and it comes through in your content and your messaging, and you just stay consistent with it, I think people just grow to know you and expect that out of you and your business, right? Like it's just that consistent messaging. When you're kind of all over the place, I think it makes it hard for people to decipher who you really truly are and what you're about, you know?
And if they can trust you. Like if
Yeah,
you're
yeah. It all
this one
plays in
day,
for
that
sure.
the other. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The other big thing is another thing we talk about regularly here in various contexts, but evaluate, and if you need to pivot, pivot. And like your core values shouldn't change too much, but sometimes life changes. Like you think about someone who's single and then someone that same person gets married, has a child, your
Yeah.
values may shift significantly.
For sure. And we're all growing as humans, right? So a lot of times you'll grow and your perspective changes and that's not a bad thing. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. So that's core values. The third thing is defining your purpose. So clarify your vision and goals based on your core values. So understand what your long-term, short-term, medium-term goals and vision is. Make sure it aligns with your core values. Consider the impact you want to make. So this is one that I want to spend a little bit more time on because I think a lot of people in this group, this is where you are. This you're either right at the front of this or you're in the middle of this. Is what is the impact that you really want to make? And it's important to get this piece right because if you're like most of what we've talked about here, and I know we've kind of quickly touched on faceless marketing, but most of what we talk about here on the live cast is showing our face. is being the face of the brand. So it's really important that we get this part right, because that's how people are going to remember us and feel about us when they see our face the next time a video shows up, the next time they come across a live, whatever, is they're going to say, oh, this is how that person impacts me. So spend some time understanding this.
For sure. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad we're on this one today. Actually, it's
Yeah.
there's a lot of value there.
Last part of define your purpose is integrate your purpose in with your daily actions. So if you go in, you understand the impact you're trying to make, you've got clear vision and goals set, work that into what those daily actions are. So what is it? Am I going live every day? Am I posting 3 pieces of content every day? Is it delivering the right message? Does it align with the impact in my, the how I'm trying to serve and support the world out there? And if it doesn't, again, just like Ian said, adapt or die.
Adapt or
right?
die.
Adjust, make sure that you adjust your tactics so that you get the result that you're looking for. And Jenna, bang on. I was actually going to bring that up, so I'm glad that you brought it up. But all of this, especially like your core values, your vision, your purpose, the impact that you're trying to create, that makes decision making actually easier. All you got to do is just go back and look, okay, that goes against my core values. I can't do that. Or it aligns perfectly. Let's move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an important piece.
Yeah, Jenna said her values totally changed when she became a mom. Yeah,
I can absolutely relate to that. When I was a parent, really everything in my life changed, and that's not a bad thing. That's just growing, and it's all circumstantial too, right? So
absolutely.
that
So
was
this is
after
when
I almost passed out just going through that process. It was pretty heavy.
I have no doubt, man. I have no doubt. Okay, it's poll time. Remember, I told you I got a second poll ready to rock and roll. So, number 2 poll of the evening. We got 5 minutes. I was hoping to get it out a little bit earlier, but we've had such great comments and conversation in here that it kind of slowed down. But right up here, which of these 3 elements that we've talked about, so developing self-awareness, identifying core values, defining your purpose, which of those 3 elements do you find most challenging? And like I said, this is just a drop in the bucket of personal branding, but it's a good start with building a solid foundation. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Make sure you answer the poll. We're only got 12 minutes left.
I just figured out how to do the poll here. I hadn't tried before, so I'm getting in on all the polls
now. That's funny.
Grandpa is a fucking understatement.
Finding my purpose says no BS, Mel. Yeah. Same answer when it came to the logo. Yeah. All the above, Mark. Mark, specifically for you, because you've been the one that I appreciate the honesty and the transparency. Did this help? Like, is this a good start for you to consider? And Mark, if you want, like I said earlier today in the LIVEcast, I've posted all this in my free community. So if you want access to it to go back and look at it, just shoot me an email, scott@monetizedlife.com, or a DM here, and I'll send you the link so you can join the community, get over and take a look at it. And then let me know if you have any more questions.
He says, absolutely. I'm assuming it helps. So that's good, man. And Mark, I dig you, dude. You remind me a lot of my cousin who's just an old school farm boy, and I like your style, man. Keep on bringing it.
And he's Edmontonian. Just but same with
yeah. I'm sure he's not downtown Edmonton, judging from his content, but I know he's in that area.
Yeah, he's a good person.
That's all that matters. Yeah, oh, that's good. Everybody in here is good. The support in this goddamn place is incredible. Have a look there, Scott. It says 17.4K.
17.4K. Yeah, I don't know if they could get us to 20, hey? Like
I guess we'll see.
I appreciate what they've done so far, but I'm not sure they could get us to 20.
I
So,
think you're underestimating this, man. You just fucking wait and see.
yeah, probably. Oh, the kids are
Do
yelling.
you
Can
hear
you
like
hear
a?
that?
Oh, I just had like Darth Vader or something there for a second.
Oh no, that was my dog howling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah. He's
They're not big fans of the live. Hey, they're just waiting for Dad to come downstairs. Let's go chuck that fucking ball.
I've been working, like I've been up in the workspace a lot this week, and the
Oh
one
yeah,
that just loves me, he I think he's getting pretty tired of not
yeah.
seeing me enough. So yeah.
You're gonna have to
That
take more frequent breaks, is what you got to do.
ha ha ha, bandages on fingers are coming off. That was a brutal attempt at a challenge, Scott.
But
Thanks, Heather. So kind of. Heather on Fridays is mean. Sorry, I stopped hitting the screen and started working on my pocket coaching uploads. I will forgive you, Mike. And like, look at this. We're already at 19 and a half almost. So you guys take challenges well, and I appreciate that. Ian, the 10-day challenge. Yeah. So, like I said, if you guys want access to the free community, just shoot me an email or send me a DM, and I will absolutely get you guys in that link so that you guys can check it out. So poll, we're down to 43 seconds. So get there if you haven't voted. Which of the elements do you find most challenging about personal branding that we talked about tonight? Self-awareness, core values, or defining purpose? Right now, Ashby, do you want to know the leading answer so far? Like
I
overwhelmingly?
I think I know it, and I'm gonna say, is that backwards
C.
for you? Is that
No,
right?
no, you had it right the first time.
Okay. Let's go with that. Yeah. What am
Yeah,
I bang on or what?
bang on.
Yeah, that was my vote too. Yeah.
So maybe one thing we can get you guys to do, we're over 20K, thank you. Maybe one thing we'll get you guys to do, because we're looking to work towards wrapping this up now. We're at 5:52, so we've got 8 minutes to go, or less than 8 minutes to go. But maybe just real quick, like about defining your purpose, can you guys drop in the comments below what about it are you guys finding challenging? Is there something specific that you can drop in the comments? And between now and tomorrow, or whenever we revisit this, the next step of this topic, we'll do some research and see if we can help you guys out there, or even get on a call with you if it's something you're really struggling with. So the 3 points we talked about there is clarifying your vision and goals, consider the impact you want to make, and integrate your purpose into your daily actions. So if there's something specific that you guys need help with, just drop it in the comments below or send me a DM after.
Yeah, and I like
Haley,
to think like any other questions that come up, like even if it's off topic, when we're doing this, guys, chuck it in there. As long as you're all right with that, Scott, I welcome that shit. I love if there's a certain area that you're struggling in or something you want to talk about, just drop it down there and let's get after it.
yeah, I've had issues putting it into words like a statement versus a novel or just feelings. Yeah, I do have it now, but that was my struggle. Yeah, Jenna, that can be tricky to simplify it. I mean, how many times have I know it's different, but at the same time, it's not that different. Your message, right, that Mike always talks about, don't overcomplicate it. What is it at its bare bones? Can you share on creating content around branding when we are pivoting upcoming live? Yeah,
That's
you
great.
got it.
I really like that. I think that we should definitely talk about that. I'd love to have a conversation about it, Heather, for sure.
And Heather, like, just think about what I did here. Like, I talked about personal branding. You can do the exact same thing using, like, how many times did I use examples of myself, right? Like, I know it's not your exact niche, but just use it to help tell your story and then guide people. And we can talk more on it, but
Yeah, I think
that,
that's a
like,
great topic because I think we've all hit those kind of creative walls, if you want to call it that. But when it comes to making content and really touching on the branding side of things, I think like it would be worth a conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Okay.
bad at speaking for everybody, but I know I've hit some walls in that regard. Like, I don't want to try to put words in anyone's mouth here.
I think one of the easiest ways to help with branding is exactly what I'm trying to say, and maybe I'll take Jenna's point and try to apply it to me right now. I'm trying to overcomplicate it, but if you're pivoting and you're just trying to focus on building a personal brand as you pivot, tell more stories.
Yeah, yeah, story.
Open more, open up, be vulnerable, tell more stories. Try to pick your personal stories, and they don't need to be big, crazy, emotional stories. They can be little mundane daily stories too. You need both. You need a
Yeah,
good mix of both.
and see,
And
I
just
know that like I've gotten stuck in my own head too. But when you start telling stories and just really just true blue personal experience, it's amazing how many people relate to that. You know?
exactly. And the more you can align, like take your story, but make sure that the moral or the change, the taking from the person where they're at to where the you're hoping the story will get them to, just hopefully it has the flavor of the way you're headed, right? If that makes sense, like
Yeah, yeah.
try to help it bring them on the journey with you. I have to be disciplined and check my boxes to achieve my goals. I am a checkboxer too, Ian. I love that. Keep being you, man.
Yes, Ian.
Plus, something that others would understand versus just my own understanding. Yes, this. So, no BS Mel wanted exact. So, creating content around pivoting. Um, Jeff and I were talking about stories today and how to get comfortable doing it. It's easier when you're talking to a friend who's off camera. Yay, 22. We're at 22K. Yay.
Well, see, and some people
Um,
are just natural storytellers too. Like I got a couple of buddies that just like it they take you right there, you know? So for some of us, I think it comes more natural where I'm not necessarily one of those guys unless I'm just bullshitting with my buddies and stuff. So it's about translating that to the camera as well and sometimes just picture just talking to a friend, right? Like but some people have this natural gift of gab and Mike's one of those guys, you know?
oh, for sure he is, but it's because he's been doing it for 15 years too.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where again we talk about it every day, Scott. Just getting in the reps and just fucking doing it, right? Over and over.
There's a in the roadmap they recommend a book. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about personal branding too. I know I have it. I just gotta look on my Audible and find out. But it's like building the story brand or the brand of story something. Anyway, I'll look that up, and if you guys get in the community, I'll make sure to post what it is.
Okay, do it. I'm gonna meet you there.
All right, buddy. Okay, we've got 2 minutes to go. Any just in below. Last thing I'm going to ask of you guys today, because you were so awesome and got us to 22,500 likes. But was this helpful? Was this a good session? It was a little different session. If you enjoyed it, say yes, thumbs up, whatever. Just want to know this if this is what you guys want more of, or if you like kind of just update, some reading a comment, some interactions. What's better for you? Yeah, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. Thank you, Heather. That is
Heather is on
exactly
it.
it. Okay, yes, yes, absolutely. Thumbs up. Okay, so you guys want more of this? Like you want part two of personal branding?
That's sweet because you know what, guys? When Scott goes back to work full time, I'm gonna be doing some lives, and they're gonna be way less educational, way less value, kind of just what you would expect from me, right?
I think tomorrow's live cast is going to be all about helping Ashby realize how good he actually is. That's going to be the title of tomorrow's live cast.
I don't think so. No, we'll find something else. But listen, I appreciate every single one of you. I love getting some feedback too. So not only that, like everybody taking part and engaging with this is what makes it a lot of fun for me. Like it's not just if I wanted to just talk to Scott, I'd phone him, right? So like I do enjoy all the love and support in here, and hot damn, if you guys ever need to send a DM, and you know damn well I'll be getting back to you. So I appreciate y'all, everyone, yeah, even the Leafs fans.
Attaboy. Okay, Heather says she needs to learn how to tell stories, so let's do that. Oprah says, would you allow her to talk to herself like that? Nope. You're getting a lot of love here, so take it all in, buddy.
This room
In
is
the
just
next
too
20
damn
seconds,
sweet.
because then I'm
20
closing it off
seconds, I'll
because
take
it's
it. Yeah.
6 o'clock.
I appreciate y'all. Thanks for turning up again today, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, me too. Thank you again, guys. We really love seeing you guys show up every night, and we just really want to give you guys as much value as we can. So please, if you have any feedback or you're looking for any specific information, shoot either one of us a message, shoot us a text, email, DM, whatever. But have a fantastic Friday night. Enjoy your
Definitely.
weekend. We will be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Remember, Monday shifts from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. But tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday will be 5 o'clock. So we'll see you guys right here.
Yeah, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging with us, and I hope we can catch up on the weekend again too. So I appreciate y'all.
See you guys.
All right, Scotty, we'll catch you later.
Right back at you, homie.